Specifically, we're going to be talking about the Rise Armament SST 140 trigger right here. Definitely a nice little setup, guys, right there. Now, bang for the buck, this, no pun intended, bang for the buck, this thing is an absolutely awesome little trigger. And I have stayed away from doing triggers in ARs and even my pistols for a very long time, just because of the jobs I've had in my life. And typically, whether in the military or law enforcement or security career field, a lot of times they're gonna have specific specifications of what you can and cannot carry. And a lot of times, some of those high-end trigger groups are not gonna be on that approved list of parts. Or if they are, they generally want you to carry the ones that they've approved or came built in that rifle and or pistol for you. And I have always just gotten along with mil-spec triggers and did fine with them and shot very accurate and pretty quick with them. And I just stayed away from spending the additional money on drop-in trigger groups, even though my friends seem to have loved them and they've all had tons of different ones in their guns, and I enjoyed shooting their stuff because they spent their money on it and I got to play with them. But for me, I just didn't dive too deep into those because it was really something that I couldn't use at work, so it wasn't something I wanted to spend a ton of my own personal money on at the time. A lot of benefits to having an aftermarket trigger like the one in this, that Rise Armament. And some of those benefits are you get a smoother pull, a shorter reset, a lighter weight, which can be good or bad depending on how much trigger control that you have. And it just overall has a better tactile feel than a lot of the mil-spec setups out there. And then of course, since it's a drop-in style unit, this one specifically, it's a heck of a lot easier to put in for some people than a standard traditional spring, hammer, and trigger group like the mil-spec setups have. We're gonna go ahead and get into this SST 140 from Rise Armament right now. All right, so we're gonna get into this Rise 140 SST trigger right here. You guys, a really quick look at what's going on here. You can see very nice setup on that trigger shoe. The machine work is very nice, very clean. This is a curved version. They have a flat version too. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and check the pull and reset on this real quick. Get you guys up close. You can see you are hard wall right there. Break, very short, very clean. We'll check that reset, get you real close here. There's that reset, there's the break. Very clean, very short, very good feeling trigger, guys. For 100 bucks, this is pretty dang good. So I'm gonna go ahead and break this down, kind of show you what the inside is looking like here. But first, let's take a look. Those are those anti-walk pins. Those are the KNS Precision ones. There are various different brands on the market that you can use, but that's just the ones that I happen to go with. Locks on the top, and then you just have your Torx right there on both sides. You guys don't know, you don't ever want to, fire this and really just let the hammer slap up against the bolt catch and the lower. You want to either use a block, the nylon block, or just your finger to keep that from smashing into the receiver itself. So as we take a look in here, you can see very nicely machined hammer. Very good job on that machine work and the coating. No imperfections on this at all. They have really paid attention to every edge on the machine work there, as you guys can see up close right there. They've just done a very, very nice job. Now this is the one-piece unit that drops right in, and I'll get you another light so we can kind of see a little bit more down in here of what we are working with right there. Get that camera to focus in for you guys. So you can see the housing group and how nicely machined it is and how well it fits in there. Very, very flush fitting inside there, and very well done size-wise. Not much play from side to side. I have seen other triggers that have a little bit more play than this one when it comes to the machine and the size of them down in there. So very clean operation. I'm gonna give you another view right here. So you're at the wall. That's your break, and that trigger resets right there. So you can see very, very short reset right there. Clean, nice, very good engagement there. I do like the curved shoe on this. I do like flat shoes on my Glocks or other pistols, but this is a good feeling too. It just really kind of, especially since they've rounded it off right there, Just has a very nice feeling on the engagement. I do like the flat ones too, though. It's very tough for me to decide which one I like more. We will do some pull tests right now, give you guys a really good idea of what this trigger is going to do. So I generally, when I'm firing, I've got my finger really low on the trigger, and the lower you are on this trigger, the better off the engagement for me is, and it's going to have the lightest pull. So that is where I pull from on my pistols and my rifles. So we'll see what we're working with here. Okay, break one. Guys, we are dead nuts. Like the camera to focus in for you right there. Look at that, about 3 pounds and just a absolute hair over. So we're gonna do 3 pulls on this just to stay consistent with everything else that I do pull wise. So we'll give her 3 good shots. That one was pretty good as well. Look how we stopped right there at about 3 pounds and 4 ounces on that one. Might have over pulled it just a tiny bit. Go ahead and go for a number 3, and we'll see what we get out of this one. All right, that one felt really good as well. So still under that 3.5 pound mark by just a smidge, as you can see right there, guys. So extremely consistent, good. Breaks clean, feels good, guys. I think for $100 with that brake, that light, and this reset, I think I got my money's worth. So definitely good stuff. You really got to make up your own mind when it comes to these aftermarket triggers, but we will get back up in the chair and finish this up. Man, not only is that thing dead sexy looking, but it just really does make a huge difference in the overall feel of how this thing actually functions. And like I said up front, you know, what is an aftermarket trigger gonna do for you? It's gonna feel a little bit cleaner on that brake, a little bit shorter on the reset as well. And generally they're gonna have a lighter pull weight. Now you can buy them in pretty much whatever pull weight you want, and you can get way, way down like 2.5 pounds, 2 pounds or something like that. That's probably gonna be more of your competition only style setup. And I went with a 3.5 pound setup because that's really a happy median. Although I think they do offer a couple different options as far as pull weight from Rise Armament directly. Now, anytime you start talking about triggers and aftermarket parts on guns or anything like that, you have people that come out and say, well, you know, if you have to use that, that could show intent that you wanted to go out and do something. And, well, yeah, I'm not that far down the rabbit hole. And I would say you're probably more likely to have something brought up like all those Punisher stickers you have all over your kit and gear and car. So it's kind of really up to you. Now, on doing some quick searches and talking to a lawyer that I know that does a lot of gun stuff, really didn't come up with anything that kind of showed that. Although there was a recent case where a police officer did get in a shooting and had something really dumb on his dust cover that he probably shouldn't have. And that caused one heck of a stir up in the media and during that trial. So when it comes to things, just use sound judgment on what you are putting on your setups, the stickers, your social media posts. That's probably where you're gonna buy yourself a little bit more trouble than just building something from the ground up. But then again, I'm not a lawyer and I don't know the laws of the states you're in, so this might not even be legal to have, like if you're in California or something, which seems to be the new Soviet bloc for some reason. Now, is this thing a necessity? Oh, hell no, guys, come on, we know that. Is it nice to have? You bet your ass it is. This thing is just cool, it's nice, it functions, it runs. You know, I didn't need another SBR, but I went and built one. Why? 1, it's my damn right. 2, no business. I wanted to build it. It doesn't matter. So if you want something like this, guys, there's a ton of options out there. This is just one that I went with. I enjoy it. I like it. It's budget friendly. Didn't break the bank like some of those $300+ setups. I really appreciate you guys sticking around for the whole video and checking it out. If you like what's going on, hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button if you like it. Get out there and have some fun on the range. Use your kit. Get some training, shoot some of that bulk ammo you've been buying. I will see you guys on the next one.